Welcome to Unit 2, which is about agricultural business management. In this unit, we shift from production to decision making. Agriculture is not only about growing food, but about managing choices, especially those related to pricing, branding, and long-term strategy. What you will see in this model are practical tools that can help farmers think like entrepreneurs without losing sight of their values or realities on the ground. Well, setting the right price is about balancing cost, market tolerance, and brand position. Common pricing strategies in agribusiness include cost plus pricing. This is about adding a markup to production cost. Value-based pricing. This is charging based on perceived value, often used for organic, premium, or artisanal goods. And penetration pricing. And this is about setting a lower price to enter a new market and gain traction quickly. Small producers should consider all input costs, including labor, packaging, and distribution costs, and understand price elasticity, how sensitive customers are to changes in the price. Branding in agriculture is not just about having a logo. It's about telling a coherent story that resonates with your audience. A strong brand communicates origin and authenticity. For example, family farm from Crete. Quality and differentiation. For example, tomatoes, hand-picked and pesticide-free ones. And values. So, for example, sustainably farmed, family business, fair wages. In terms of why branding stories matter, consumers, especially in urban and international markets, are drawn to stories that align with their identity and values. Consistent packaging, storytelling, and digital presence build recognition and trust over time. Now let's look at this mini case example. A small beekeeping cooperative in northern Greece struggled to compete with lower priced imports. After conducting market research, they rebranded their honey as a premium product, highlighted its traceable origin, white flower diets, and artisanal extraction methods. They redesigned their packaging, created QR codes linking to short videos about their farms, and built partnerships with health food stores and agritourism networks. As a result, they increased their profit margins while reducing dependence on wholesalers. Well, as farmers consider how to bring their products to market or expand into new ventures, the business model canvas offers a clear and practical framework to guide agri-entrepreneurs map out how their business works or should work. The business model canvas is a visual tool that brings strategy to life on a single page for aligning marketing and branding decisions with broader business strategy. It's helping agri-entrepreneurs to think holistically about the key components that make their operations sustainable and scalable. The business model canvas is simple and accessible. It helps farmers clearly to see goals, customers, and income streams. Well, the canvas is divided into 9 interconnected building blocks. Customer segments. So this is about who are your target customers. Are they local consumers, retailers, tourists, or international buyers? Value propositions. This is about what makes your product or service special. Is it organic, local, traceable, artisanal, or high in nutritional value? The third one is channels. So this is about how do you deliver your products or services. So do you deliver it through farmers markets, through e-commerce methods, supermarkets, agritourism? Well, the canvas examines customer relationships. For example, how do you build and maintain loyalty? You did it through personal service, through newsletters, social media, or community events. Revenue streams. So this is about how does your agribusiness make money? Through direct sales, for example, or subscriptions, product bundles, tourism packages. And key resources. This is about what assets are essential: land, machinery, know-how, water rights, staff, certifications. Well, what daily operations must be succeed? Farming, harvesting, processing, logistics, marketing, compliance. For key partnerships, it's about who supports your success: cooperatives, suppliers, advisors, agri-technology providers, government agencies. The cost structure, this is about what are your major expenses: labor, inputs, maintenance, packaging, fuel, marketing. Well, why it matters? Even a well-branded product can fail if it doesn't fit within a workable model. The BMC helps to ensure coherence between marketing, pricing, distribution, and operations essential for long-term success. By completing the canvas, you gain a 360-degree view of your agribusiness, revealing strengths, gaps, and opportunities for innovation. It's particularly powerful when used in conjunction with other tools like SWOT, PASTEL, or Porter's Five Forces, as it links internal capabilities with external realities. You don't need a complicated business plan to start thinking strategically. The business model canvas meets you where you are and helps you grow from there. Well, this table illustrates how the business model canvas works in practice using a Mediterranean olive oil cooperative. The cooperative targets health-conscious consumers, gourmet retailers, tourists, and export markets, while offering a high-quality, certified product rooted in sustainability and local identity. It reaches customers through a mix of digital channels, specialty stores, and agritourism, while building relationships through tastings, farm visits, and ongoing communication. Revenue is diversified across direct sales, wholesale, exports, and tourism, supported by key resources, partnerships, and a clear understanding of costs. Together, these elements show how a strong brand is embedded within a coherent and sustainable business model. Well, this case shows how marketing and branding efforts are not isolated. They are deeply tied to customer understanding, value creation, and financial structure. By using the business model canvas, the cooperative has created a sustainable value-driving model that supports both economic resilience and long-term growth. Well, modern agribusinesses no longer functions in isolation. Instead, it intersects dynamically with environmental science, data analytics, technology, policy, and social behavior. These intersections are not theoretical. They shape the daily realities and long-term strategies of agricultural enterprises worldwide. Well, this section explores two powerful cross-disciplinary linkages. How sustainability and environmental science shape responsible agricultural practices that preserve resources, reduce emissions, and enhance ecosystem services. The second one is how data-driven insights are transforming how farms are managed, how inputs are applied, and how decisions are made, leading to more efficient, transparent, and adaptable agribusiness models. Integrating these perspectives equips agri-entrepreneurs with the tools to not only boost productivity and profitability, but also align with broader societal goals such as climate change adaptation, environmental stewardship, and food system transparency. In doing so, they can future-proof their businesses while contributing to the resilience of rural communities and natural ecosystems. Well, sustainability is no longer a peripheral concept in agriculture. It's central to long-term success. Agribusinesses today operate at the crossroads of productivity and environmental responsibility. Their choices impact not just yields and income, but also water systems, biodiversity, soil quality, and even climate resilience. So, understanding and applying environmental science principles equips agricultural enterprises with the tools to build systems that are both profitable and ecologically sound. Well, why this connection matters? Agricultural practices influence and are influenced by their surrounding ecosystems. Activities such as fertilizer use, irrigation, land clearing, or tillage shape the environment, while natural processes like rainfall, erosion, and biodiversity in turn affect the viability of the farm. Sustainable agriculture aims to harmonize this relationship, optimizing productivity without compromising the health of ecosystems. Moreover, climate-related disruptions from droughts to floods now pose tangible risk to agri-enterprises across Europe and beyond. Environmental science helps farmers respond proactively by improving soil health, water efficiency, and carbon management, so key priorities also reflected in the EU Green Deal and CAP eco schemes. Well, sustainability in agriculture rests on three pillars: environmental stewardship, economic viability, and social equity. From an environmental science lens, the following practices are key. The first one is social conservation. This includes practices like crop rotation, organic amendments, and reduced tillage to protect against erosion and nutrient loss. The second one is efficient water use, and this includes technologies such as drip irrigation or scheduling based on evapotranspiration to reduce waste. Well, diversifying crops and integrating natural elements improves resilience and supports essential ecosystem services like pollination. Reducing reliance on chemical inputs through precise management helps to protect soils and surrounding environments. Finally, carbon-smart practices such as cover cropping and composting lower emissions while improving long-term soil health, supporting both environmental and economic performance. Well, these approaches are increasingly supported by CAP funding mechanisms and sustainability-linked certification schemes that reward regenerative farming efforts. For larger or multifunctional enterprises, especially those expanding into processing or infrastructure development, environmental impact assessment is a critical planning tool. For larger agribusinesses or multifunctional farms engaging in processing, construction, or tourism, an environmental impact assessment may be necessary. Environmental impact assessment identifies and mitigates potential harm to ecosystems, water resources, or community well-being before implementation, helping managers make informed decisions and avoid long-term liabilities. This slide outlines common environmental factors assessed through an environmental impact assessment. Changes in land use can affect ecosystems and long-term soil health. Water extraction and potential pollution are critical concerns, particularly in water-scarce regions. Environmental impact assessments also examine how farming activities influence local wildlife and habitats, as well as issues such as noise and waste generated by on-farm processing. Addressing these factors early helps to reduce environmental risk and supports responsible farm development. Well, environmental assessment is not only relevant for large agribusinesses. Even smallholders can benefit from simplified approaches that help to identify potential risk and areas for improvement. Tools such as sustainability checklists or digital assessment platforms allow farmers to reflect on their practices, improve efficiency, and strengthen environmental performance without complex procedures. Now let's look at this mini case study. Soil regeneration in Crete, a small family farm in eastern Crete. This small family farm had been practicing intensive vegetable cultivation for many years, relying heavily on synthetic fertilizers and repeated cropping of the same plots. Over time, the soil structure degraded, water retention declined, and overall productivity dropped. Over time, the condition of the soil worsened significantly. Compaction limited root growth and water infiltration, while declining nutrients reduced crop performance. To maintain yields, the farm became increasingly dependent on chemical inputs, rising costs, and environmental pressure, of course. This cycle threatened both the long-term sustainability of the land and the farm's economic viability. Well, in collaboration with agronomists from a local university, the family adopted a regenerative approach focused on soil rehabilitation. They incorporated cover crops to reintroduce biodiversity and organic matter, applied mature compost to restore microbial life, and reduced tillage to minimize soil disruption. Critically, they began integrated targeted soil conditioners into their management plan. Zeolite improved nutrient retention and reduced leaching. Perlite enhanced soil aeration, preventing root suffocation and compaction. Atabolkite, a highly absorbent clay, increased the soil's capacity to hold and gradually release water, crucial in Crete's arid summers. After 3 years of regenerative management, the results were striking. Soil organic matter increased by 30%. Irrigation needs were reduced and vegetable quality and consistency improved. The farm shifted toward eco-labeled production, branding its products as sustainably grown and soil friendly, gaining access to higher value markets and environmentally conscious retailers. This case illustrates how the integration of environmental science and innovative materials can revitalize degraded soils, even in small scale vegetable production, and unlock new opportunities for growth and differentiation. Well, this was the end of lesson 7. Thank you for your attention. Stay with us and keep learning as agriculture continues to evolve.